What is inflation? Hello everyone. Today, let's talk about something that affects all of us, inflation. Inflation is the rate at which the prices of goods and services increase over time. In simple terms, it means that money loses its purchasing power. So, the same amount of money buys fewer things than it did before. For example, imagine you could buy a loaf of bread for $1 last year. If this year that same loaf costs $1.20, that increase is due to inflation. Now you might wonder, why does inflation happen? There are a few main reasons. First, demand pull inflation. This happens when people want to buy more goods and services that are available. When demand is high and supply is limited, prices go up. Second, cost push inflation. This occurs when it becomes more expensive to produce goods, like when the cost of raw materials or wages increases. Businesses often pass these higher costs on to consumers in the form of higher prices. Third, built-in inflation. This is when workers demand higher wages to keep up with rising prices, and businesses raise prices to cover those wages. This can create a cycle. Inflation is not always bad. In fact, small, steady level of inflation is considered healthy for the economy. It encourages people to spend and invest rather than save money that might lose value over time. However, high inflation can be a problem. It reduces the value of savings, makes everyday goods more expensive, and can create uncertainty in the economy. On the other hand, very low inflation, or even deflation, which is when prices fall, can also be harmful because it may slow down economic activity. Governments and central banks try to control inflation using tools like interest rates. For example, when inflation is too high, they may increase interest rates to reduce spending and bring prices down. In conclusion, inflation is simply the rise in prices over time, and it plays an important role in the economy. Understanding it helps us make better decisions about spending, saving, and investing. Thank you for listening.